Hey folks, Champesk here bringing you another audio commentary. Today I'm going to be doing the finals of Zotac between Grubby and Remind. This is completely live, so I have no clue what's going to happen. I don't know if these games are going to be good, but I've been watching the games all day, and sort of Grubby and Remind have both been dominating. Grubby hasn't dropped a map, and I don't think Remind has either, and there have been some really good games, but it's just not really fun to commentate the earlier games because it's pretty much just rape by these two. Like in the past, I've seen Grubby do things like go undead and go pit lord first and just sort of destroy the people because obviously he just is so much better than all the other players. And if we take a look at what's happening here, we're seeing Remind doing a hunt build that's fairly standard with Demon Hunter first, and Grubby going Blade Master. I've seen Remind go Keeper of the Grove twice today already, actually once versus Orc, once versus Human, which to give you an idea, he went Keeper of the Grove versus Human and destroyed him, but it was we tend to see fairly unusual strategies in the first couple of games, but I just don't think it's worth commentating on because it's not like they're doing innovative stuff, it's just they're doing fun stuff because they know they can win. And Remind now coming straight down, he's scouted Grubby with his wisps. He might come to try and steal one of the creeps, although the two with mana have now died, and so he won't be able to mana burn them, so he just gets the mana burn off on the Blade Master, who's forced to run back. And Remind might come in with a wisp block here on the grunt. No, he seems to forget. Maybe it's a bit of the Korean to Netherlands lag being caused here, and Grubby running back in into his base just to hide, and Voodoo Land taking a bit of damage, but looks like he'll probably be okay. And you might not follow Zotac, but Grubby doesn't usually play in it. I was very pleased to see him playing in it because he hasn't played for probably 2 or 3 months in this, and I think he might hold the record for winning the most. I think I saw that somewhere, but he hasn't. He once won. He once played in won 5 out of 6 consecutive Zotac. So clearly he has the ability to win it, but obviously he has better things to do with his time. I know he's been training a lot because he's going off to play in IEM. I think he said he leaves tomorrow, so I was surprised to see him in this. I thought he'd be training a bit more because he's always training a lot. And with such a tough competition, IEM obviously 12 brilliant players in it. I think with the exception of maybe the Muslim, any one of them could easily win it, and I wouldn't be surprised. There's some very good people, and I highly recommend you check that out when it does come out, and it should be a couple of days now. I think it's certainly this week sometime. And the Voodoo Lounge now taking a fair bit of damage, and it looks like it will be saved because Remind does have to run back. Meanwhile, Grubby, knowing that he can't just be distracted by this, 2 grunts and his Blade Master creeping this other orange camp. It's so easy to creep with Blade Master and grunts. Very worthwhile doing. And a couple hidden huntresses actually, and Grubby almost has a 6th sense, goes and scouts it, but then runs back. And Tech's almost done for Remind, and about the same for Grubby. So no real advantage to Remind, despite the fact that he's had to build a Hunter's Hall, or sorry, to Grubby, despite the fact that Remind had to build a Hunter's Hall before teching. And actually, no 4th Moonwell for Remind at this point. Maybe I'm not overly sure, but maybe he can't afford it if he wants to go for 2 lores and a 2nd hero immediately. But creeping out the Overseer to get an item that's usually quite a good one for a Demon Hunter. But actually Grubby coming in now, level 2 Blade Master, got a Ring of Protection, not great, but does have Boots of Speed. Grubby gets dusted, mana burn, but he's just standing there nonetheless. Tries and steals it, doesn't manage to steal it, and Remind also gets... Oh no, sorry, he does manage to steal it, but Remind does get the item, Gloves of Haste, and Grubby now at a decent experience, 2.5, and Ancient of Wards moved here. I imagine they're at tier 2 now. Looks like it. Yeah, they are. Ancient of Lore going up, Keeper of the Grove coming out. That's not overly uncommon, but obviously it's not great against the Blade Master. Sometimes if the Blade Master gets too high or level too early, because it's sort of such a strong DPS hero versus an intelligence hero, you just don't really want to be fighting that. And oop, that's Ancient of Wonders. Actually, Grubby just moves away, and Remind cancels it nonetheless. I guess he knew that it could be cancelled later. And Grubby now moving to the Ancient of Lore, and actually this is reminding me very much of the game between Game 3 between Moon and Grubby from WCG Finals, which was obviously on this map, and Moon went Keeper of the Grove, and Grubby was cancelling the Ancient of Lore and got entangled, and I think he lost his hero in the end of that thing, but the Keeper didn't come out at the right time for Remind there, so no luck for him, and this is looking quite good for Grubby at this point. If we just take a look at his base now, Shadow Hunter just out, Bestiary and Spirit Lodge both being built in good time, with Berserker upgrade just finishing now, and 4 grunts. So not too bad for him. Obviously Huntresses destroy grunts, but when Raiders come out that'll change. And Keeper of the Grove now out. Ancient of Lore had to be rebuilt, and so there's not going to be any Dryads for a while, but Remind looks like he's going for a quick tier 3 anyways. Grubby now hexing the keeper, but Grubby gets his Blade Master entangled. That's really the only point you go. Only reason for going Keeper of the Grove is for the amazing entangle. It is so strong, not just for the damage, but just because it can be held still in one place and be damaged, which is obviously just so valuable. And Blade Master getting entangled again and has to use a healing potion, and now running back, and Speed Scroll being used as well. And mana enough for 1 grunt to be entangled, and Grubby doesn't want to lose that, so he tries to get some free hits off. And first Raider up, and Snare won't be done, and this is very bad for Grubby, because if this Raider goes down, which it probably will, because it takes extra damage from Huntresses, then he's lost his first Raider, and losing your first Raider is really bad. But a very nice surround there by Grubby. Kills one of the oh my god, the Blade Master's has to TP away at 5 hit points. Sorry, Grubby did kill one of the Huntresses, the other one's down to 12 hit points. So very nice micro from both sides at this point. Let's just take a look. I imagine he's going for his bears now. Yep, 2 bears, almost tier 3. Meanwhile, Grubby presumably just doing standard stuff, yeah. Producing another Raider, so I assume his ensnare is done, but no Raiders will be out. And his first Walker is out. Sorry, I looked at it, but I don't remember. Yeah, he's getting his disenchant. Fairly sensible against bears. Although, obviously, Walker is so important, he should probably get a couple more of those out as well before he fights the bears, because they obviously do extra damage. Just Ancient of War almost walking aimlessly. It was walking towards Grubby's base, and now it looks like it might be going towards this gold mine, or maybe the Goblin Lab, I can't tell. And Keeper of the Grove used a Clarity to build up his mana. So that's just so important in this matchup, just having mana on that Keeper of the Grove, so that if the Blade Master does pop up next to you, you can entangle it and run away, or entangle it and focus it. And 1 bear out. I imagine second bear is coming soon, because there were 2 building at the same time, but they haven't come out. That's odd. Oh, maybe he cancelled it to do his master bear training, because I only see 1 bear here. Maybe I'm being stupid, but Grubby now brought in his Blade Master to help creep. Obviously that's going to slow the rate of creeping for the Shadow Hunter, but not to a great extent. And Grubby now putting down his, what is this, his 4th burrow for 50 food and a war mill. Kodo's so good against bears. Without Kodos, it's really hard to win against sort of 50 food of bears, but with them it's not impossible. I mean, it's still not easy, but it's still very possible, because you can, between ensnare and devour, you can just really get rid of those bears quickly and expose the rest of the army. And Blade Master now maybe going shopping, maybe buying heal scroll. He already has an Infon pot. Yeah, there's the heal scroll there. And oh wow, very nice. Vampiric or Scourge Bone Chimes for Remind. That's gonna be very useful for the bears. And Grubby now scouts this. And in case you don't know, this is the final Zotac, so it's best of 5. The starting map is always Twisted Meadows for the final game, but it then goes to sort of a choice-based system, I believe. Or sort of a veto and then choice-based system. Grubby getting scouted there, and so decides to run away, because Keeper of the Grove actually has a Sobi mask as well. Wow, some really nice items for Remind here. And did Grubby just creep this out? No, I don't think he did. No, he didn't, because he thought that Remind might be coming in, and he's moving into position now, bringing in his peons obviously for Spirit Link. And he has a lot of lumber. So first Kodo Beast coming out soon. I'm surprised Grubby's fighting this with his Kodo Beast, but I guess it's not too important, because he can get the Creep Jack here, which is sort of just as valuable, and gets an ensnare off on the Keeper of the Grove, which is taking a lot of damage. It looks like Keeper will go down because it does get hexed, and that Keeper did have a lot of mana, so it's a bit of a waste for Remind. But 5 bears now, and whilst they are sort of surrounded, those bears almost, or at least partially surrounded, the first Kodo's in, and couple ensnared bears to choose from. Obviously go for the high hit point one if you can. Grubby not being able to do that because he's a bit distracted by all the other things. Does he? No, he hasn't eaten it yet. But wow, he's bought the Keeper back. He does now eat a bear, I believe, yeah. And Grubby forced to pop his invuln pot, but the Keeper has no mana and such low health that I'm surprised that Grubby doesn't just try and focus it. But the Blade Master, very low now, has to run away, gets mana burn at the last second, 50 hit points left, and Grubby is now forced to run back. No speed scroll, so he might get